It's February 6th, and I have another message from the aliens. I'm an interdimensional communicator, which means I can talk to aliens and angels and other interdimensional beings. Today's message is the most intense one I've ever received, so I do need to ask you to brace yourself. Make sure you're well-resourced for this message. Last week, I shared the sad news that Alien Sest was on the Black Hawk helicopter that crashed into the jet in DC a couple weeks ago. And for those of you who missed my previous videos about him, Alien Sest was our alien ambassador who was discovered in Antarctica and then retrieved along with his egg-shaped vessel. Until recently, Alien Sest was in the custody of the United Nations, who conducted the interview that was leaked. Here's the photo of Alien Sest. This is not one of my AI renderings. It is a photo that was leaked. I think it's actually a photo of a computer monitor, so the quality isn't great, but this specific image is a real photo, not AI. He could have been easily mistaken for a human, except he was 8 feet tall. Also, here are some photos of the egg-shaped vessel he was found with. For scale, Sest told me it's about 20 feet long by 18 feet wide. Shortly after I shared the news of his death with you, I was doing my normal morning meditation and connection time, and I guess I had Sest on my mind, and so I just was checking in and asking how he was doing. And the response I got was, "Ask him yourself," which was news to me because I didn't even know I could contact aliens outside of the Galactic Federation that I'd been working with to that point. And I couldn't connect with Alien Sest when he was on the planet, but once he got back to the galactic realm, apparently that was something I could do, so I did. I started by thanking him for being our alien ambassador, and then just checking in, making sure that his recovery was going well. And then I asked the question that's on everyone's mind, which was, what happened in that Black Hawk helicopter? He gave me a little information, but I could tell he didn't want to give me details. So I thanked him again and ended the conversation. Then yesterday, again, I was doing my morning meditation and connection time, and I asked the aliens, okay, what do you want me to share today? And it was Alien Sest who came forward. He was ready to tell his story. When I heard about what really happened, I actually wasn't sure if I should share it with you. There are some details that might make some of you uncomfortable. But today, Alien Sest connected with me again and assured me that he does want you to know what happened and why. So again, please brace yourself. Make sure you're well-resourced for this message that includes some potentially distressing details. And as usual, I received his message telepathically. I typed it up on my iPad and then checked in with him to make sure he agreed with my interpretation. And now it's ready for you. Here's the message from Alien Sest. I have completed my recovery process, and now I am ready to share my story. The story begins more than 3,000 years ago in ancient lands we knew as Kemet. Today, you call it Egypt. That was a wonderfully abundant and joyful time in Earth's history. Humans and aliens walked the Earth together. The aliens brought gifts of energy, healing, and spirituality. You humans received our gifts with love and gratitude. Kemet was what you would call our primary base station. The pyramids we built still stand today. They were our energy centers. They were used for soul healing and ascension. They generated the energy we used to power our flying vessels and ourselves. We knew then that you would need us now. We built the egg-shaped vessel as a time capsule that contains valuable resources for us to share with you today. I was involved in building the vessel, and I volunteered to be the alien companion to this technology. We transported the vessel to the location now known as Antarctica, along with the human form I would need in the future. We prepared them to be safely hidden until the ideal time. The discovery of my vessel was made in your year 2022, and the retrieval occurred in January of this year. My human form was in stasis for over 3,000 years. When I awoke, my assignment was to escort the vessel and confirm it did not create a threat to the planet. My vessel and I were transported by the retrieval team to a location controlled by your United Nations. There, I was interviewed repeatedly. I had messages I was supposed to deliver and information I was supposed to keep secret until trust was earned. The most valuable secret was the key to my vessel. They repeatedly asked me, and I repeatedly explained my reasons for refusal. I knew they wished to use the vessel as a weapon. I knew they wished to use it for power and control. They did not harm me, but they were relentless in their questioning. The United Nations eventually became frustrated because they knew I would not give them the key of my own free will. The UN representatives, who treated me with respect, were pressured into releasing me to a different group of people who were less concerned with respect and free will. They claimed control and took custody of my body. They moved me to a location in the United States where they planned to use violence to retrieve the information I would not give them willingly. They did not know I could read their minds, but I knew exactly what was planned for me. The vessel was safe and protected, but the people now in control planned to use force to gain access to it. I was not concerned for the well-being of my physical form. My concern was regarding their intentions for the vessel in my care. I knew they would stop at nothing to gain access to the power of my vessel, and I knew it would lead to irrevocable damage to the planet. I was not willing to allow that to happen. The last leg of my journey was in a military helicopter. I was not listed as a passenger. I was considered important cargo. I recognized my best strategy to keep planet Earth protected was to use this opportunity to destroy my human form. I regretted the other lives that would be lost by fulfilling this plan, but the alternative would have led to much greater loss of life and significant damage to the planet. I would have preferred a solution with no loss of life other than my physical form, but that was not possible. I took over control of the helicopter with my mind. I made sure to keep us over water so there would be no loss of life on the ground, but there was no viable way to avoid innocent casualties. Ultimately, as you know, I connected with the jet. It was not a decision I made lightly. If I had any other option to protect the planet, I would have taken it. But I could not allow the dark forces to gain access to the vessel through me. It was a devastating solution to an even more devastating problem. And with that action, my mission was complete. That was the end of Alien Sest's message, but since I don't know him as well as the other aliens that I work with, it was important for me to confirm and validate what we heard from him. So I checked in with Alien Enki, who's my go-to for anything really, but specifically confirmation and validation. Here's what Alien Enki had to add to that message. As we shared previously, we were not surprised by this outcome. We did not order Sest to take the actions he took, but we trusted him to make the correct decisions for his mission. We mourn for the families of the innocent victims, and we are deeply saddened by the losses, but we do not disagree with his judgment. We too saw the intentions of the humans in control of his planned interrogation. The loss of life would have been catastrophic if Alien Sest had not taken action to prevent the key from being discovered. The souls who perished immediately returned to the heavenly realm, where we welcomed them as ascended souls who gave their lives for the greater good of the planet. By fulfilling their mission, they cleared all of their karmic debt and now are preparing to ascend to the higher realms. So that's today's message, and obviously it was a really intense one. I'm already bracing myself for the comment section on this video. But like Alien Sest said, it was a devastating solution to an even more devastating problem. So today I'm going to end by suggesting that we all take a moment to express our gratitude to Alien Sest and all the souls who helped save us from a much more catastrophic outcome. It's hard for our human brains to comprehend the scale of this, but I do see it as another example of the aliens protecting humanity and the planet. It's also an example of calling upon the darkness to find a solution to an existential problem. I believe them when they say there was no solution that wouldn't have included loss of life. It might not seem this way to some of you, but I view this as the most compassionate way that Alien Sest could complete his mission and serve the greatest good with love.